Hey, what's up, EBA leaders and pastors? Hey, I just want to reach out to you, let you know some of the fun things are happening. As I was meditating on what to share with you this week, my thoughts gravitated toward men and men in leadership. I'm not sure if you've ever looked at the original fall in Genesis from the specific lens of Adam's role. A lot of us have heard Eve's role growing up in the church and that she was the one tempted. Even the Apostle Paul refers to that in the New Testament. But not many of us have meditated on Adam's role and that he was standing there the entire time the temptation was taking place, and that he had heard directly from God, God's word, and what God truly had said about the situation. And he never spoke up. He shrunk into the background. He never talked about what God's word was. He never reached out to defend his wife. And if you think that's harsh, I think it's just true. And I think the worst part of Adam's fall is that I think it has impacted us even today. I know you would say sin has impacted us, and the original sin continues to impact the world. That's why Jesus came to deal with that. But I also think within the church, oftentimes men still shrink into the background and they don't lead the way God designed them and is calling them to lead, to lay down their lives for their wives and their family so that they can present, especially their wives, as that spotless bride before Jesus. And so I think because that's still an issue, and the fact that our culture has made that even harder today. They demasculize men. They put them in roles that aren't the right roles. I think the attacks of the enemy today have everything to do with not looking at male leadership in a positive light, but in a negative light, in a bigoted light. How many people will do that? That we need to be even more vigilant as churches and more vigilant as leaders. And so if you haven't, I know some of you were able to come and connect to the Baptist Convention of Maryland, Delaware's men's conference. It was awesome. Our church went. Our guys got great feedback and were blown away. I know I got to see Pastor Randall's church there. Great feedback from everybody that attended. But for some of you, that's a distance. Annapolis was too far for you, or the expense was too much. Well, right here in Delmar, Dr. John Morris, Pastor John, has opened up his church in Delmar. Here's a local EBA church who's bringing in a high-quality speaker. He's got breakouts. I'm doing a breakout. Dr. Bruce Gliston's doing a breakout. Tom Stoll, our executive at the BCMD, is doing a breakout. He's put together a program in a day for churches right here on the Eastern Shore to bring their men there to be loved, to connect, and to grow. And here's my guarantee to you. If you bring a team of men, you're going to grow, and it's going to impact the health of your church. Because anytime men step up, and they step up to lead, and they do that together from their church, God's going to honor it. So if you haven't signed up, I just want to encourage you to sign up. It's only $40. That's barely enough to cover, honestly, the meals that the church is providing for people. So it's very affordable. If you can't afford it, you let us know. I would love to help you go if that's something you can't afford. But I would love for you to go to the men's conference in Delmar. All the information is listed in the notes of this video. It's listed on our Facebook. It's also listed in the weekly email that's been going out. So sign up. I think it'll be awesome. And John is bringing in a high-quality keynote speaker for the day. So if you haven't signed up yet, please sign up. There's other announcements coming, other things that are happening. But we have IMB Missionaries that are going to be attending in Berlin that are there and making themselves available to help people learn how to better to share the gospel, as well as how to learn more about IMB and its connection. That's also that same day. So there's two things happening that day to help the local church really grow. I would love for you to connect. And there's more happening. Please take a look. We've got an EBA luncheon coming up where we're just going to fellowship and connect in Delmar, and also talk about how we can continue to equip you in making your sanctuaries as safe as possible. Have a blessed week. I can't wait to see you and hang out with you, having coffee or lunch, even next week at the EBA luncheon. Have a blessed week and have a great weekend sharing the gospel about Christ. I'll see you soon.